ating sabina na pinadala sa committee hinggil sa ating sabina si Mr. Marlon Apogo, executive pastor daw ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ, ang siyang sasagot. Again, maraming salamat kay Honorable Johnny Pimentel for again motioning for the contempt of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
There's the motion. Duly seconded. Any objections? Chair hearing no objections on the unanimous vote. The Honorable Pastor Kibuloy is cited for contempt. Mas marami pong dapat sagutin si Pastor Kibuloy as explained earlier. Now, hindi po lahat masat. Kundi nga ko nasagot ng Atty. Rolex at ng Atty. Martian.
And in a proper time, Mr. Chair, I will also move to invite then former President to them.
After to my motion. Thank you very much, Honorable Pimentel. I just wanted to give everyone a chance to speak before a vote is taken on the motion to of contempt. And we just like to make it clear that, just to show you, Attorney, as we have seen since November, this has always been the atmosphere. We gave everyone the chance to speak, especially on the side of KOJC, Attorney Mark, Attorney Rolex, was given the chance to speak. So, kung airtime lang po ang pag-usapan, mas marami po po yung airtime kesa po, no? At kami po ay, kasi yun ho talagang porsiyo. We want to ferret out the truth. Ang problema, may mga tanong talaga na lagi po sagot sa amin, hindi po kaya sagutin. Kaya po, nag-motion po si Congressman Pimentel. As a matter of fact, just to prove our point, it took me 3 weeks. We gave you 3 weeks for him to appear. We didn't give you 1 week. We didn't give you 2 weeks. We gave you more than 3 weeks for him to appear, no? From the time that the last hearing, usually 1 week lang po yan, pinapapir na po namin. Ito ko 3 linggo kong binigay ng committee. And even up to now, you can see na ini-entertain po namin kayo. No? Na yun, nanay lang po kayo nag-appear. Eh, nandito po at pinapakinggan po namin yung sinasabi niyo.
Maraming salamat.
As far as due process concerned, pagiging nyo naman, eh, hindi nyo na po pwedeng, we did not fall short. As far as the due process concerned. And on section 13, yes, we're allowing you to speak, and counsel is allowed under the rules as long as it's allowed by the committee. At maraming salamat at kayo nung may tanong na po pala ako. Kayo po mga abogado, Atty. Rolex, Atty. Mark, kayo na po. Kayo po ba'y abogado lang? Hindi po kayo direktor ng KOJ?
Hindi po. Actually, I became the General Counsel, Your Honor, of Pastor Kibuloy back in 2021, if memory serves, Your Honor.
Okay.
So this is not my first time to lawyer for Pastor Kibuloy. And of course, again, Mr. Chair, we are grateful for the opportunity. That's why you still get my vote in 2025.
Oh, thank you very much, Atty. Topacio.
Mr. Chair.
The Honorable Gutierrez is recognized. Before we will have to go on the vote soon, no? I'll just ask Atty. Gutierrez, the proponent of the bill, no?
Yes, Mr. Chair, just to add to the point, no, just for the consideration of the body, because I agree with what Congressman Pimentel mentioned that the contempt order that we are considering would be based on sole absence alone. However, I would just like to add for our consideration as a body that there are still material questions as to 2019, 2020, and 2021, which I believe would warrant the attendance. Now, his choice not to attend on the presupposed trend that they already know what we would ask, I would have to share my skepticism po, no? Because precisely, as I mentioned, we still have material questions during the duration of his being executive pastor. So something lang po for the body to consider. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, the Honorable Arlene Process.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, isa po kasi ako sa mga nag-request, di ba? So, rejoinder lang po sa issue ng contempt. Mr. Chair, huwag tayo namaya na may substitution. Hindi naman talaga natin ginagawa yan, Mr. Chair. It has not been our procedure ng mga nakaraan. Kaya gusto ko lang sabihin, Mr. Chair, na itong sulat na pinadala sa committee hinggil sa ating sabina, si Mr. Marlon Acobo, executive pastor daw ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ, ang siyang sasagot. Mr. Chair, nung nag-usap naman tayo last time dito, sinabi natin, hindi talaga yung kakayanin sagutin ng mga representatives na pinadala. So, Mr. Chair, again, I will join our DS sa kanyang motion. And Mr. Chair, again, maraming salamat kay Honorable Johnny Pimentel for again motioning for the contempt of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Arlene Brosas. The parliamentary status is that there is a motion by the Honorable Johnny Pimentel, duly seconded by the Honorable J.G. Suarez, the Honorable Jude Asilre, the Honorable Franz Castro, and the Honorable Arlene Brosas, and of course, our Senior Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Don Gonzales. That being the case, there is a motion duly seconded. Any objections? Chair hearing no objections on a unanimous vote, the Honorable Pastor Kibuloy is cited for contempt. We now proceed to the interpretation. So, that being that, we now proceed to the interpretation. Can we now discuss the Marvick? So we will now proceed to another subject matter. And this is the House Bill number 9710. Comsec, please read the bill. The title of the bill.
House Bill number 9710, introduced by Representative Ramon Rodrigo L. Gutierrez, titled An Act Revoking the Legislative Franchise Granted to Suarasug Media Corporation, operating under the business name Sunshine Media Network International, repealing for the purpose Republic Act number 11422, entitled An Act Renewing for another 25 years the franchise granted to Suarasug Media Corporation under Republic Act number 8122, entitled An Act Granting the Suarasug Media Corporation of the Philippines a franchise to construct, install, operate, and maintain for commercial purposes radio and television broadcasting station in the Philippines and for other purposes.
Request the author, the Honorable Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez. For House Bill number
9710.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, although we've already, this representation already sponsored this bill, may I likewise again move that my explanatory note be adopted as the sponsorship speech for this bill. Thank you, Chair.
We now proceed to the discussion. Any questions, Honorable Manuel?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to ask a few questions to our resource persons. Mr. Chair, tanong po sa KOJC. Dahil ngayon, di ba, merong executive pastor na siya din yung tinuturing na head ngayon ng Suarasug. Am I correct, Mr. Chair?
Can I answer that question of good Congressman, Mr. Chair? Maybe we
I'm sorry. The Honorable Mark Tolentino.
No, I'm a lawyer, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Congressman. Mr. Chair, the answer of that, Mr. Chair.
Welcome back to the committee, Attorney Tolentino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With respect to the question of the Honorable Manuel, Mr. Chair, the executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ is not part of the day-to-day operation of SMNI. of course, with respect to Suarso Media Corporation, the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, we considered them as the investor. That's why the subscription of Suarso Media Corporation in 2019 started only as 50 million subscription. Now it's already 650 million, Mr. Chair. So if I may explain, Mr. Chair, that we furnish a copy of our position paper to all the members of the committee. Our position letter dated today, Mr. Chair, March 12, 2024, Mr. Chair. May I furnish this to the Honorable Committee, Mr. Chair? Yes,
Mark, kayo naman nandito naman kayo simula nung simula. Nung hearing natin November.
Yes, sir.
Bakit naman po papadala niyo yung copy niyo on the day of the hearing? Kung pa. Taga po maakin 12:30. Isang 30 minutos pa yun ay pag-aralan lahat yan.
Now, it is just our position, Mr. Chair. It refers only to our answer in our previous hearing, Mr. Chair. But we put that on writing, Mr. Chair. So, we find also...
You're not saying anything new in this letter. Nasabi niyo lang po lahat. Sino siya?
Yes, yes. This is just a reiteration of our position, Mr. Chair.
Yes. So this is what this letter contains. Tapos mayroon pa kasamang USB.
Yes, Mr. Chair. From the first launch, Mr. Chair, since November last year, and this is our position.
Anyway, we will have to validate this against the records of the committee, okay? Kung talaga ito po yung mga sinabi, ito po talaga ang mga ginawa ninyo. The Honorable Manuel, you still have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Chair, ulit clarify ko, ang executive pastor as corporation sole ay investor siya sa Suarso. Am I correct, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, can the attorney explain ano ang function ng isang corporation sole?
When I say corporation sole, I already explained that in our previous hearing, Mr. Chair. That a corporation sole, the head of the corporation sole, he is considered as a trustee of all the properties of the corporation. So today, the head of Kingdom of Jesus Christ is in the person of Marlon Jacobo. He is the trustee of all the properties, and he is considered as the head of the corporation. But he is not the owner of the executive pastor of Kingdom of Jesus Christ, but he is considered as a trustee. When I say trustee, pinagkatiwala sa kanya ang Kingdom of Jesus Christ. The real owner are the members of the religious organization.
Mr. Chair, ano-anong properties ang pinag-uusapan natin? Ano-anong properties ito ng KOJC na kung saan trustee ang executive pastor?
I am not the best person to answer that, Mr. Chair. I am just a lawyer or the legal counsel of SMNI. So I cannot answer that, Mr. Chair.
Then, Mr. Chair, we request the legal counsel of KOJC to answer.
May I respond, Mr. Chair? May I respectfully request that the question be repeated, Honorable Manuel?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, since nabanggit na ang executive pastor ay siya ang trustee ng lahat ng properties ng KOJC, I was asking ano-anong mga properties ang pinag-uusapan natin dito?
Mr. Congressman, marami po kasi we will be happy to furnish the committee with a list of the properties, but offhand, I would say properties dedicated to the propagation of the faith. There are houses of worship, places of worship, residences of the workers for the church, and others of a similar nature, Honorable Manuel.
Mr. Chair, maliban sa executive pastor, meron bang iba pang trustee or may similar function sa pag-handle ng ganitong mga properties ng KOJC?
As a corporation sole po, yung executive pastor or elder or basically po, whoever heads the church is the sole trustee and administrator of the properties of the corporation sole, Mr. Congressman.
And sa ngayon, Mr. Chair, again, I clarify that would be Executive Pastor Marlon Rosete.
Yes po, Marlon, ako po, si Dr. Marlon Rosete po is the president of SMNI, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Chair, thank you din sa mga sagot. Pero Mr. Chair, ngayon doon po ako nalilito. Dahil recently lang ay na-announce po sa media na ang bagong property administrator ng KOJC Properties ay si former President Rodrigo Duterte. Pero Mr. Chair, ngayon we hear from the legal counsel of KOJC na ang may task to administer the properties would be the executive pastor. So Mr. Chair, ngayon there are conflicting accounts at I think this causes confusion dito sa ating committee dahil kung sa bahagi po nila hindi malinaw sino talaga yung nag-administer ng properties. Ang dating sa akin, Mr. Chair, parang placeholder lang yung mga taong ito. Yung pagkakaroon ng corporation soul, sino yung nakalagay dyan, it seems na hindi talaga sila yung nagmamanage ng mga properties na dahil yung KOJC ay, yan din naman ay investor doon sa Suarezug na siya ding nagmamanage ng SMNI. Kaya Mr. Chair, I think this opens more questions sa ating committee dahil I think wala namang recent issues na involved si executive pastor. Kung merong involved sa parang issues ngayon, Mr. Chair, that would be Apollo Kibuloy. Pero bakit merong pag-transfer ng responsibility from the executive pastor as the property administrator to former President Rodrigo Duterte? Actually nakakalito, Mr. Chair, and I think this compels the committee to go beyond yung labels at kung sino lang yung mga taong nilalagay ng KOJC o ng Suarezug sa kanilang mga official records na pinapasa nila maging sa Securities and Exchange Commission. Yun lang muna sa ngayon, Mr. Chair.
Very briefly, Mr. Chair. Yes, very briefly, Mr. Chair. When we say administrator, Honorable Manuel, that is in the concept of trustee of the properties. The executive minister remains trustee. But however, under the general rules of administration in the civil code, or when read together with the provisions of the revised corporation code, of course, the executive minister or the elder or the archbishop, etc., of any religious organization cannot be expected to comply with the spiritual aspect of running a corporation soul, a religious corporation, and the day-to-day administration. And the revised corporation code itself, Honorable Manuel, states that there may be schemes in order to assist the trustee in administering. Therefore, the short answer is that the executive minister remains trustee, but in running the affairs of the...
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Point of order. Yeah. Kasi kanina pa, Mr. Chair, we have resolved na siya na yung sasagot for Pastor Kibuloy. Kasi nag-explain na siya yung tungkol doon sa trust, yung pag-turn over ni Pastor Kibuloy kay former President Duterte. At hindi pa siya, Mr. Chair, ang council ba pwedeng magsalita for Pastor Kibuloy? Hindi po na-resolve yun. Kasi yung ganyan po nangyayari, Mr. Chair.
Chair allowed already.
So can we have him,
Yes.
take his oath?
May we ask Attorney, kayo lang po, Attorney Topacio, kayo lang po. Attorney Topacio lang po. Okay. Attorney Topacio, please raise your right hand. The COMSEC, please administer the oath.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but...
Okay, thank you.
And another question, Mr. Chair. Is his taking of oath as representative or general counsel of Kibuloy waive already the client to answer questions here?
Ano po tanong nyo?
So, ibig sabihin po ba yung pag-oath at pag-testify po ni Attorney Topacio ay wini-waive na natin? Yung pagpunta ni Kibuloy dito?
We will be cited in contempt and we will be asking for that he be...
gusto lang po nating malinaw yun, kasi ang tanong po kasi ni Honorable Manuel po ay yung tungkol dun sa pag-turn over po.
Yes, he'll be requested, he'll be asked to appear.
Okay.
by the committee.
So, hindi
And a
po-
proper motion will be entertained
Later.
in a while. Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
So, hindi po yung sagot ni Atty. Topacio yung nasagot dun sa
Opo.
mga tanong
Mas
namin.
marami pong
Yeah, okay.
dapat sagutin si Pastor Kibuloy, as explained earlier. Now, hindi po na lahat masagot. Kung di ka ko nasagot
Yes.
ng Attorney Rolex at the Attorney Martin,
And in a proper time, Mr. Chair, I will also move to invite then former President Duterte kasi siya yung in-involve as to pinasahan ng property. Mr. Chair, in proper time po. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
thank you. Okay, so next, any other member? Now,
proceed,
the
Mr.
chair,
Chair?
the chair will recognize the Honorable Jose S. Aquino II of the 1st District of Agusan del Norte, the Honorable Jonathan Clement Abalos II of 4 Peace. He's here. Oh, welcome. And the Honorable Antonio Ferrer of the 4th District of Cavite. Just so that everyone know that I've already signed the attendance in this committee for the plenary. So it has been forwarded already to the majority floor leader, the Honorable Manuel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Short lang, Mr. Chair, given din na I think many of our fellow members would also want to ask. Mr. Chair, kung i-replay po natin yung sagot kanina ng legal counsel, malinaw po yung naging tanong ko at yung sagot din po niya ay task ng executive pastor acting as corporation sole yung pag-administer ng mga properties ng KOJC. Pero ang nangyari, Mr. Chair, ngayon mula dun sa executive pastor na wala namang kinasasakundang issue ngayon ay nalipat po yung task niya sa dating Pangulo. Kaya Mr. Chair, again, that brings more questions rather than answers sa komite.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Manuel. Yes. Anyway, is there another question?
May I make the clarification, Mr. Chair, about the question of
Maybe, Attorney Topacio, can you, because maybe, can you also rise so that, yes, Attorney Ambrosio.
Mr. Chairman, may I also respectfully request that Executive Pastor Marlon Acobo be likewise sworn in. Because this is his first time also, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
Please raise your right. This swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this congressional assistance.
Thank you very much. Okay, Attorney Ambrosio.
As to the clarification with regards to the question of Congressman Manuel, so the scope of the appointment of former President Prrd is only in case of incapacity, disability, retirement, and other inability of the executive pastor and the board of administrators. So this is the appointment was made by the current executive pastor and the board of administrators that in case something might happen, the former president of Prrd will be able to manage the properties of the KOJC.
Attorney Ambrosio, this is contingent to if something happens to whom?
To the current executive pastor and to the board of administrators.
Who is the executive pastor?
Pastor Marlon Acobo.
So if something happens to Pastor Acobo,
Yes.
then President Duterte
May take over to manage the properties. Will take over.
will take over.
Yes.
Okay. Because doesn't Pastor Acobo, wala mo siyang assistant na pwede mo take over?
This is, Your Honor, this was a management prerogative. It was the discretion of the executive pastor and the board of administrators that we will entrust the management of the properties of KOJC to former President Rodrigo Duterte.
If anything happens when you say anything happens, physically, may mangyayari po sa kanya?
This pertains to any inability, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Yes,
Honorable,
yes, I have a question to Pastor Mr. Ako Yeah, you look very fit. Si former president, ilang taon na po? More or less. 79, 77, if I may. Kasi meron po akong friend na, okay. So yung mga kumpare niyang kinuha, may age bracket siya. Age niya, kumuha siya ng mas bata. Ano bang ibig sabihin dito? Ibig sabihin dito, yung mas bata and healthy, that can take care of yung son. So yung sa akin, I'm just wondering lang, bakit mas may edad na yung mag-weekend take over? Ano ba naging basis lang po natin dyan?
Your Honor, pwede bang mag-bisaya lang ko, no? Kasubo na ako ang sulti. Parang ma-express na ako kung gusto ni sulti. Naman siguro tayo mga congressman din nga makasabot po sa kung isulti.
Dali na po. We will need di ko kayo marunong. Kasi kailangan natin interpreter ko niya.
Medyo nakakaintindi naman ako kahit paano. Okay.
Ang ibig niya sabihin, Mr. Chair, okay, he is not well-versed in Tagalog, so we will need somebody to interpret what we will be saying. Who will Mr. Chair, can I act as interpreter of Mr. Marlon Acobo? Okay. Attorney Mark, you will interpret sentence by sentence. Okay, Mr. Chair.
I can also interpret for him.
Tinani manggut ang hentang, Your Honor, no?
Sitwasyon, Your Honor.
Senator Congressman Pumarin. Anong ipili na mo si former President PRRD?
Bakit pinili?
Administrator sa Kingdom Properties despite sa iyang edad.
Bakit pinili natin si PRRD?
With me mo, Your Honor, is ang edad.
Ayaw pa tapusin mo to.
Bakit meron po kayo interpreter?
Okay,
Kaya kailangan
Pinili namin si PRRD.
Pastor Acobo, please address your answer to the chair, not to the sorry po, thank you.
Bakit pinili namin si PRRD despite sa kanyang edad?
Tungkol kay si former President Rodrigo Duterte, taas ang iyang experiensya, lawyer siya, labaw sa tanan, suod siya ng higala sa Kingdom Ministry.
Si PRD, taas yung kanyang experience, abogado po siya, then malapit na kaibigan siya sa ministry.
Muna ang reason, Your Honor.
Yun ang dahilan. Thank you very much, Pastor.
Uulat, what's new? Sa hindi pa nakapag-subscribe, follow, and share, huwag niyong kalimutan na tangkilikin upang patuloy na makapaghatid ako ng magandang balita.